Hi YouTube, Musical Aviator here. How are you doing? We'll be flying today a Cessna 172 up to Cessnock. We're currently just standing outside Eric Aviation Services at Bankstown Airport. We're going to have a look at a VTC today and plan the flight. So let's get our flight plan up here. No need for the T there. And myself and yourself will be flying from Bankstown, YSBK, up to YCNK Cessnock. And I'm just going to grab some stuff here. There we go. Go. And a VTC. So this is a new thing that VATPAC is working on. It's stitched together VTCs and VNCs all the way up the east coast of Australia, some parts of New Zealand, and we haven't got to West Australia yet, but we'll get there. Actually, it's the RT department. I have nothing to do with it. I didn't even know if this thing existed until a couple of days ago. But it's pretty cool. Anyhow, Bankstown is where we're at. So obviously the first point in the flight plan will be Bankstown. Once we take off, we're going to go to the, I guess it's a south of Prospect Reservoir. Probably fly across Brickworks or just north of Brickworks, so somewhere between south and north, probably between those two transmitters. There's no visual reporting point there. Going to come out to Warragamba Dam, and then we're going to go up the Richmond VFR lane. Hopefully we'll have at least Sydney approach come on. It has been promised from about 9:30 onwards, maybe 10. So maybe we've got about half an hour before that happens, but anyway, WAD is Warragamba Dam. Going to do some, maybe a right-hand circuit around there, maybe a left-hand circuit, so I can see out the window. You guys can see out my window easier than out your own window, since I'll be the one filming this thing. Once we do that, we'll be popping up to Nepean Bridge. So Nepean Bridge NPBR. And then we'll be going up to Gross River, GRRV. Up to Kermond, which is KRMD. And from Kermond we go out to Wiseman's Ferry, WSFR. Now this old VTC still has Mount McCoy listed. It's not really there anymore. That's an old NDB which has been decommissioned. And nevertheless we'll be flying pretty much almost directly over where it used to be, and straight on to Cessnock. And we'll just chuck in YC and K. Now there's a few little things here. We want to look at altitudes. So leaving Bankstown, can we zoom into Bankstown, there we go. We need to be at 1,000 feet until we pass about Liverpool. 2,500 or so. We'll just go by the steps. Warragamba Dam will probably hit at about 3,500. And we'll be doing the 115 knots. That's altitude 015. Cool. We're doing 25. Yeah, 2,500 sounds fine. That were. Popping down there, it's probably going to be 2,500 feet most of the way, to be honest, until we get to Wiseman's Ferry, and we'll go ahead and climb after Wiseman's Ferry. Make sure that we're above Mount Warragamba, which is 2,100 feet. So need to be at least 3,100 would be great. 3,500 is more likely. And straight into Cessnock. CTAF at Cessnock is 122.65. Going to grab our remarks. We're flying Juliet Kilo November today. And alternate is nothing really, but we'll probably chuck in, what do you reckon, Maitland, MND. Altitude will be, I'll say 3,500, don't need to go above that. True airspeed is about 115. Now we are entering airspace here, and Nepean Bridge is our inbound reporting point. We have flight procedures. Actually, I'll just zoom into the map a bit. There we go. For flights via the GA route through Richmond Terminal Airspace, refer to the AIP ERSA, Richmond Flight Procedures. So we have that here, flight procedures from Richmond. General aviation route through Richmond Terminal Airspace, applicable during tower hours. Refer ATS communications. It is Good Friday, so may not necessarily be available, but we'll see if we can do it. If not, we'll have to probably go around the airspace, and if that's the case, we'll just skirt around the 11 DME arc to Wiseman's Ferry. Might even have to go inland a little bit and climb over the mountain. Other option also includes coming back towards Parramatta, popping up to Dangar Island and Batonga, and then scooting through there. We do have to miss Summersby because there's motorised gliders there, and Watervale where there's parachuting operations, but we'll hopefully get some clearance through that. Cool. So from the Nepean Bridge, Richmond Tower on ping for airways clearance. We're using Sydney Approach if they come online. Anyone in see the clearance, I used to enter the airspace tracking north by the main power lines. Port Comond at the intersection of the main northwest power lines and the Bellside Road, with an estimate for Wiseman's Ferry. So we're doing 115 knots. The distance between Kermond and Wiseman's Ferry, I believe, was 18. Had it there a little while ago. Yeah, it's 18 nautical miles. So 18 divided by 115, I guess. So time over this. No, we're looking for the time. So it's distance over speed. That's in hours. So 0.15 hours times 60 to get minutes. It's 9.3 minutes. We'll call it 10 minutes. No, I'll call it 9 minutes because it might even be going quicker than that. 9.5 minutes. Yeah, it'll be 9 minutes because we're planning at 115 knots, but we're going to be going something like 118 knots. Let's do 18 knots, yep. .1 minutes. Cool, so it's just a little bit more than 9 minutes. That should be fine. I'm going to go ahead and log in and send that to the tower as well. We're parked up on the area just near Lima Mike 1 Mike, inside that grass area. You can see our aeroplane over there in the distance. We're currently over here, so I'll be just crossing Lima and walking across the grass to the airplane. There's Cessnock. There's an AWIS up there. Let's check out what we're looking at for the weather. Cessnock, auto, wind 040, 4 knots. 040 means 35 will be the runway with a little bit of crosswind. And nothing with the cloud. Same as here, there's no cloud above the field, and it's pretty much cover okay. Not quite cover okay, but close enough. FSX is connected. We have live weather mode selected in active sky. There's our checklist, and just checking out on the landing fees out at Cessnock is $13.75 per 1,000 kilogram maximum takeoff weight. Cessnock has a maximum takeoff weight ever so slightly above 1,000 kilograms, so I'll have to be paying, what, $27 and change. So, all good. There's a VTC, just going to zoom in again on the Bankstown, and we'll make our way onto the airplane. In through the gate. There'll be a pin to chuck in. It's a little electronic gate. That pin would change every week or so. Make our way across this hangar. Carrying the flight bag and all kinds of things. Let's go around this hangar instead of through it. Sure. Crossing the taxiway, making sure no one's coming, so you don't get chopped up by a propeller. And out to this nice looking flight line with a bunch of Cessnas over here. Here's a thing I probably want to do before we get to the aeroplane. Cool. And here we are at Juliet Kilo November. Cessna Skyhawk, Cessna 172. It's tied down on the grass, got wheel chocks in. And let's open the door. There we go. So looking nice inside there, let's jump in, get the flaps down, and get ourselves ready for a pre-flight. First thing I'm going to do is take the Pilot cover off. Now, we won't really be needing the Pilot anti-ice today, but might as well test it anyway. Do that, I'm going to turn on the master switch. Beautiful, we have battery. Pilot heat goes on, and the flaps go all the way down. Flaps are down, master switch is off. Let's do a walk around. Alrighty, let's check in the Pilot. It's nice and warm. All the stuff is in the back that we want in the back. Actually, it's probably a good idea to leave that open until you've done some of the walk around, because you're going to have to chuck all the tie down points in there. Unless you don't want tie downs. No, you don't want to leave tie downs just sitting on the grass here. They're hours. Cool. The trim is nice and solid. All the hinges are in place. And that works. And we'll pull out the tie down, wrap that up and chuck it in the boot. Flappers are working very nicely. All these hinges are good, especially that one there. That's always the weird one that breaks. all the hinges on the ailerons. Ailerons are moving okay. Another tie down. Just literally untie it. A little ring there that it goes through. And we'll also want to grab that. Now we can chuck both of those things in the boot as well. Fuel drain. Cool. Fuel drain is all good. We'll need to refill. Okay, the fuel drain, we'll go back and do that again at some later time. Before that happens, we'll get the fuel. And one of the easiest ways to do that is head back to the cockpit. And request fueling from the fuel trucks. Let's see. Just going to look at the Ursa. Because it's probably got the frequency in there. Now at Bankstown, you're not allowed to really pretty much just taxi over and fuel up. You have to get a tanker truck out to your airplane. Bankstown, that's right. Refuel. There we go, mobile. It's Friday. Yeah, that'll be open, that's fine. We can phone them up, I suppose. Or we can call them out in VHF 119.1. Let's go for that. Master switch is in, avionics on. Choice between sitting here waiting for the Garmin to go on. Yeah, that's already. So it was 119.1. That's set. So just hit the push to talk key. I say something like, mobile fuel, this is Juliet Kilo in November. There we go. Assume that was them calling us back. Juliet Kilo in November on the grass parking near Mike 1, requesting fuel. And that acknowledge something like that coming out. Cool. I'll be with you in a couple of minutes. So avionics goes off, master switch goes off. And then we sit around here and wait for the fuel truck. Fuel truck comes along. Meanwhile, I'm just going to check out the logbook since nothing better to do. All good there. So we get some fuel. Everybody has to be outside the aeroplane. Not quite topped. That'll be enough to get us to Cessnock and back. Don't really want to be buying fuel at Cessnock. It's cheaper down here. And we're ready to continue our checklist here. So we need to do the fuel drain again. Fuel drain has the right colour, which means it's got the right type of fuel in there. No water in it and no dirt in it. All good. Very nice. We've almost got full tanks. Oil is very nicely coloured, not black or anything, and there's enough in there. There's about 6.5, maybe 7 quarts. Fuel drain near the engine. Once again, the right coloured fuel, no water in the bottom, no dirt in the bottom, all good. Just checking the condition of the prop while someone sits there looking at us. Let's get him out of there. Cool, so the prop is nice, not damaged, no cracks, no chips on the sides of the blades or anything. No build-up of materials inside the engine block. That means that there's lots of air happening to go in the engine. These engines are air-cooled. Pilot probe is clear. That's a static probe actually. The static probe is nice and clear. Once again, we step. There's the step. You put 1 foot there, 1 foot there, and then you can access the top here. Pull that open, so you twist the thing so it comes off like that. Take a look. That's a dipstick. Plenty of fuel. Then we'll come down here and do the fuel drain. Make sure it's the right colour. There's 2 tanks, of course. And no water in there either. Water will tend to drain to the bottom of the tank because oil floats on water. Chock is off and tie down is off. I normally chuck them in the boot already. Come back here and check the stall warning vane. And there's a little wooden reed in there that vibrates if there's air being pulled out of it, which would only usually happen if there's a stall happening. If you're adventurous, you can go up there and suck on it with your mouth and it'll go or we can just look in there. There's also the fuel overflow valve right there. Just want to make sure there's nothing stuck in there. Checking all of the aileron hinges, they're all good. Flaps attached and got a little bit of movement so I can retract properly. And all the hinges and stuff are connected. We are done. Cool, so all the stuff is in the boot, bags are in the boot, and we can start getting ready to go. Welcome aboard the Cessna. Okay, I'm locking my door, windows open. Good stuff. So we're pretty much done. I'll just check a checklist just to make sure. Okay, pre-flight control lock, magnetors are off, fuel selector, blah blah blah, master is all of that stuff. Package door is locked. Static port is locked. Pilot tube. And do the pre-flight. The pre-flight's complete. Passenger briefing. Alright, we're flying up to Cessnock today, out of Bankstown. We're in a Cessna 172. 2 doors on the aeroplane, one on my side, one on your side. To open the door, you just pull the handle up and aft. The door will then pop itself open and you can get out. Doors open outwards and into the wind, so you won't be able to hold them open when we're in the air. The windows also open. You can see mine is open as well. They can open in the air, so if you are holding on to anything and you open it, don't drop it out the aeroplane. You'll find a seat belt right in the middle there. You can pull that over and you'll find it buckles into a position just on the outboard of the aeroplane. After the engine is started, we'll have a very fast spinning propeller out in front of us. If we do need to leave the aeroplane in a hurry, for instance if it's on fire, my suggestion is that you move towards the tail of the aeroplane, because the aeroplane will not go backwards with the engine going. Alright, other things are there's foot controls. Make sure that you're not touching those while we're airborne, unless I give you control of the aeroplane. Apart from that, we're going up and having fun. Okay, seats. The seat belts and harnesses are set. You also notice that on the outboard of the seat there is a little handle which you'll be able to adjust the seat forwards and backwards, and a second handle slightly to the rear of that which will allow you to move the seat back. Alright, so avionics master is off, autopilot is off, beacon switch can go on. I'll turn off the pitot heat. Throttle open to about half. Yeah, about there. Mixture to idle cutoff. Brakes on yeah, they're holding okay. Fuel for the start switch will be master, auxiliary fuel pump mixture. Will go rich once the engine is starting. Auxiliary fuel pump will be off after the start. Propeller area is clear. And the flaps will go up once we have engine. Right, just checking around. We've got nobody walking around the front of the aeroplane. Very nice. Master switch going on. Just going to give it a little bit of shot with the fuel pump. It's about enough. And we're primed, ready to go. Clear prop! Yeah, need a better than that. Thousand RPM. Avionics are on. Flaps coming up. Well, listen to the ATIS 1209er. In the headset, thanks.
QNH 1022. Reminder, all VFR aircraft _ 3000 within the Bankstown control zone. First contact with Bankstown ground or tower. Notify receipt of information, Bravo. Bankstown table information, Bravo. Runway 29 right for arrivals and departures. Runway 29 left for circuit training. Runway 29 center in use. Winds 260 degrees, 6 knots. CAS OK. Temperature 17. QNH 1022. Reminder, all VFR aircraft _ 3000 within the Bankstown control zone. First contact with Bankstown ground or tower. Notify receipt of information, Bravo.
Bravo. Cool. One 1022. Right about that. Cool. So Bankstown, Warragamba Dam, NPDR. GRRV. KRMD. WSFR, Wiseman's Ferry. Good old Cessnock. Oh. CNK. Did I type in Cessnock wrong, did I? What's going on with that? CNK. Really? Okay. Create a user waypoint for the airport. Do all that long. So, south. $32, $47, $30. East, 151, $20, $50. Yeah, that's right. How do I make that happen? That's fine. Let's go ahead and create that now. My CNK is now a waypoint. Don't know why it wasn't before. Anywho, that's all fine. GPS is set. Bankstown Towers 1328. RPM set. Total temperature's just coming up now. I'll leave that open for the taxi. Have to remind myself to shut it before we do the run up. Let's taxi out to the run up. Two 9s are in effect, so we're taxiing left once we get out to the main taxiway. It's a bit of a bump when you go into the concrete. .328 set. Fire alarm just went 10 o'clock. going to reconfigure the aeroplane just before we move into the movement area. We will need Sydney DME. That's sorted. Bankstown Tower, Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172, taxiing into the movement area for the runway bay, runway 29.
Kilo November, today. Just checking your flight, I've got it down as an IFR. Do you want that as a VFR?
Yeah, thanks for that.
Kilo November, no worries. When ready, you can taxi to the Alpha 8 holding point, runway 29.
Get that.
Right. And
right.
advise, you want to remain OCTA?
I will be departing OCTA once leaving the area.
Kilo November, no worries. As advised, when ready, taxi Alpha 8 holding point, runway 9 right.
Alpha 8 holding point, 29 right to jump in over. Okay, this is run up bay. Let's move up into here. Bit of rough ground there. Okay, 1000 RPM. Brakes are holding. Let's get the window closed because we're going to blow stuff out the airplane otherwise. Beacon is set. Fuel pump is in. And I'm just going to go up to about 1800 RPM. Stand by 1800. Okay, Magneto, left only. Hold up there, back to boat. Right only. Back to boat. Temperature's in the green. DT is nice. Alright, we can pull that down. Settles nicely at about 600. Back to 1000. Fuel pump off. Checklist. Brakes were tested. Turn instruments were all good. Just going to check our. Yeah, I thought so. It's off by nearly 180 degrees. How did that happen? Okay, south. 170, about 165. Departing runway 29er, all good to go. Run up has been completed. Pre-takeoff, flaps are 0, mixture full wrench, auxiliary power pump is currently off. Compass is set, transponder is 3000, lights on. Taxi lights on. And we can taxi out to that runway 29er, right, wasn't it? Yep, that's cool. Alpha 7 is Alpha 5. Right, we're ready to go. Everything's sorted. I'll be entering the runway in just a couple of seconds and then on our way. I've heard people say that they don't like going below 1000 RPM, but the checklist is actually about not going above 1000 RPM while the aeroplane is cold. And also, you don't want to put the accelerator on while you're putting the brake on at the same time. Anywho, we are ready to enter the runway. Of course, when you're stopped, it doesn't matter because you're not dragging the brakes through acceleration. Our transponder goes on. And we're ready. What was the ATIS number again? Wrote it down, Bravo. Cool. Bankstown Tower, Juliet Kilo November, holding short 29 right, is ready for upwind departure.
Juliet Kilo November, runway 29 right, cleared for takeoff. Just to advise, QNH is now 1021.
Capricorn QNH 1021, Juliet November. And runway 29 right, clear for takeoff, Juliet November. Okay, I'm on the runway. Start pump is in. Fuel pump. Let's go. Performance on that today. Right, 1,000 feet, I'm going to roll forward. And settle 1,000 to a little bit further out. Got aircraft that will be coming in the other direction at 1,005. Going to back off on the RPM down to about 24.5. Trim out the forces. There's Warwick Farm, we want to keep clear of that. And not turn until we get past the railway line. not be above 1,000 feet before we hit the railway line. Getting pretty close to it now. Accelerating, it's going to bring up the power a little bit more. That's Prospect, don't want to hit Prospect, so let's turn. There's the railway line, got it. That one there. Perfect timing. Let's climb again to 1,500. Got a low cloud over there. Not in the forecast. Just one single cloud is sitting over there. I think it's over Warragamba Dam as well. Now we can fit under it. Yeah, it's 1,500. Back down. Fuel pump is off. That remains off until we're on approach to Cessnock. That's something we'd have to see. It's going to lean off a little bit. NDT temperature rising. Alrighty, time to bring up the old map. It's part of Liverpool. I've roughly been not quite on the edge of civilization yet, but I'm nearly there. I think we're just about north of the tower. Ah, there's the tower. Straight ahead. Just steer slightly north of it. Cool, that's that 672 foot tall tower. Just going to skip to the north. Might have been that 820 foot one. Yeah, that's it. That's 820 feet. I don't want to go directly over that. If you do go directly over that, you have to be at 2,000-ish, 2,800 feet. Okay, we're at the Bankstown Tower. We can probably listen to 1250. These aren't real world frequencies anymore. In the real world, you'll be listening to 124.45. We don't have him online on Vatsim today, so 1250 it is. There goes that tower. It's a radio broadcast tower, AM radio I do believe. Now that we've passed that tower, I know where we are. We're in this 2,500 area, so we can go ahead and climb to 2,500. Although, given that cloud, I'm not sure that's the wisest idea in the world. Let's stay down here. Okay, got to go ahead and direct to Warragamba Dam. Yeah, some of that cloud is definitely rolling over the mountain and descending. And we're outside of Bankstown airspace now, so I can go to transponder 2, say again, 1200 VFR. Temperature is 17 degrees. That's in negatives, isn't it? It's pretty close. I think it's 2 degrees warmer than the standard. Yeah, about right there. DME distance is 22. So past the 20 DME and we can climb up to 4,500 if we wanted to. Leaning off a bit, get more fuel efficiency. Exhaust gas temperature is pretty high. It must be near the peak now. It's going to go a little bit richer. Dam's up in there somewhere. I can see the lake, just bits of it. Cool. Seems that the cloud is a little bit further into the mountains, so I think we can climb up quite safely. Let's make it 2005. Nice clear day, not too much traffic. Climbing at 90 knots.
Probably seems the velocity is 31%.
Velocity 1551, Cessnock 3267.
There we go.
VH-JKN velocity.
And I think you got the dam in sight. Come a little bit closer. Going to slow it down a little bit so we can do a couple of nice, easy left-hand orbits around the dam.
Velocity 1531 identified to Sydney via Canberra and route maintain flight level 350.
This is Sydney, via Canberra, flight level 350, velocity 15.
Zach's red thing, so I'll go 1356 once we're headed northbound. See old spillway. When they're building the dam, they had diverted the river down the spillway, and then they cut it all off and put the dam in place. See the difference in water level, top of the dam to the bottom. Had a bit of rain in Sydney recently, so looks like there's a bit of water at the bottom of the dam too. Whether they've been letting out water or whatever's going on there. Only been out to the dam in person, like on the ground once, and that was like in primary school way back in the 1990s. So yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the ground down there. Have flown over it once or twice, real well. I don't think I've got any videos of that actually. Don't think I have. I think me and Arden flew down in Cessna 182. We weren't too far off. Actually, we're a little bit further south of there, but we're IFR. Although we were visual by the time we got down at this area, but we kind of didn't really look for it. So we're just kind of like, oh, there it's the dam. And I think I flew once other time when we went over the Blue Mountains, but that was IFR as well. We actually deliberately flew at IFR. Yeah, some wispy cloud. Let's get back down to 2005. Yeah, I think I remember when I was in primary school, that park, we were like up here in the park and we ate lunch on that park. And engine accelerating as we descend there. Just going to pull back on the power again. Anyhow, that's the dam that holds back most of Sydney's water supply. You can see it's a rather thin lake, but it is a rather long one, and a little bit further up to the south there you get the lake widening out. You can probably see it okay on the map here. There we go. So, and that widens out quite a bit. It's a very long lake. Warragamba, I think they call it. Something like that. I might have missed a gang. Warragamba name of the lake. Warragamba Dam. Anyhow, I'm going to go and switch over to 1356. Switch it out, and we'll have a chat to Zach, who is running Brisbane Centre. He's also been briefed, hopefully, on his own thread that he started about me wanting to fly this flight. So I'm just going to grab this thing again, and airways clearance through the, what they call this thing, Richmond GA lane. GA route. There it is. The P and Bridge. Probably want a time estimate as well. About 5 minutes from now. Time 30. So I'm going to establish a speed about 115 knots is what I've planned. And I think 2,500 is about right.
733, clear visual approach from 019.
DOS, is that? No, it should be nudging. Is he extending?
Lieutenant Quarter 5, okay.
First one, 5, push to the bridge.
Push bridge, Quarter 5.
Chilana. Your time.
Lieutenant G'day, Qantas 93, heavy with you, and get the directives into them.
First 93. Bridge, that's gonna go.
Let's keep it up. Brisbane Centre, Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172 is approaching the Richmond out of left GA lane, requesting pass.
Julie Kilo November, jump on other centre frequency.
What about
125 decimal 0, then I believe.
Jump that 125 decimal 0, jump in another. Melbourne Centre, Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172, approaching the Pean Bridge, requesting clearance through the Richmond out of left GA lane.
Lieutenant November, Melbourne Connect, code 175.
So again, Scott code, Juliet Kilo November. Something 75.
3175.
Paper code 3175, Juliet Kilo November. That's set, we can't proceed past here. Enjoy an orbit. Parramatta Lake's just over there. Parramatta itself just below. That's not Parramatta, that's Penrith. Penrith Lakes and Penrith just below. And so with P. Great Western Highway going up the mountain there. Zigzagging away.
Lieutenant November, identified report level.
Juliet Kilo November at 2000-ish.
Lieutenant November, please the track, European Bridge, and then Whiteman's Ferry, not above 3,500, H1026.
Bit of track in the Pean Bridge, Wiseman Surrey, not above 3,500, and a couple of QNH, Juliet Kilo November. Cleared in. Let's go. Now the requirement is, what's that waypoint name? Kermond. So once we hit Kermond, we need to give them an estimate for Wiseman's Ferry, and it'll be 9 minutes from the point that we hit Kermond. If we're at the right speed, which we're not yet. It'll be 10 minutes if we're at this speed. And now the Pean Bridge coming up. That's the bridge over the Nepean River, which is directly below us right now. There's the bridge right there. Cool. So 2,000 seems good to me. Maybe 2,500 would be better, but not above 3,500 is perfectly fine. Yeah, let's go up to 325. The terrain does rise slightly to the left of us, so more distance between us and the ground, the better. Once again, once we're at Kermond, we want to have a steady speed, 115 knots. We're cruise climbing at 100 knots. Up to 25, and we'll sit there. go.
Velocity 1631, start clearance available.
Going south here is velocity 1531.
1631, please rivet to arrival, runway 34 left.
Sure, Cross River is the next waypoint. No,
Number
those
E,
come on.
descent flight level 250.
Here's the 2 arrival, runway 34 left. When we're using flight level 350, velocity 1531.
Speed's pretty steady. 118 knots, which is actually what we calculated, wasn't it? 118. Yeah. We're utilising some of the Vatsim isms that we have. The centre controllers can control airspace below them, so effectively Melbourne Centre is Richmond Tower at the moment.
Melbourne, Tango Alpha,
Now, if we had chosen to do so, we could have gone around Richmond airspace, and probably would have been some justification in doing that, but
hotel on the ground.
being able to actually fly this route is a lot easier and quicker than going through the Parramatta,
Tango Alpha Hotel.
Hornsby,
No
Batonga route.
reported IFR traffic, score 3245.
Especially from as soon as at Warragamba Dam, as we did.
After departure for clearance. No reported IFR traffic, score 3245. Contact fuel departure, Tango Alpha Hotel.
2 knots tailwind there. Okay, Cross River. There's the river itself over there. Let's make sure I don't cut the corner too much. Clouds are wanting to hug those blue mountains over there, aren't they? Glad we're not going over them. Wiseman's Ferry might even be a bit of an issue. Yeah, it's going to slow down a touch. 2500 directly on the RPM.
I'll instinct velocity 1531. Thank you very much. Yeah, unfortunately, I have to just
Okay, 1531, no worries, yeah.
Let's come on pretty much straight ahead, not quite, just ever so slightly to the left. I'm going to pop through there. Yeah, that cloud's bottom is below us, and that's a descent. And I'm just going to get back on course, slightly to the left here. I'm not flying with the GPS. Let you know what's going on. Yeah, it's a bit lazy, but whatever. Flying for fun, not for VFR check, right? S2000. Let's see how that is with that cloud over there. Yeah, I might get around it. Okay, once we depart here, it's direct to. We'll use the GPS for it. And it's Bell's line of road that we're looking for. I think that's in there. Time is 37, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 46. Number 7, Juliet Kilo November, overhead Kerm 1, estimating Wiseman's Ferry, time 46.
Kilo November.
We're going to have to go under that cloud, aren't we? Let's go to 1,500, that's about as low as I want to try. And we might just go in a little bit. Because yeah, that cloud's definitely still lower, so even at 2003. Keep the speed up since we're increasing our track mile a little bit. Back up to 2,000. Just follow the road, kind of in a straight line. Not quite following the road, but near enough. That's 110 knots, let's go quicker. Yeah, I should have mentioned 47. We're not getting 115 knots. And we've still got some more cloud problems up ahead. It's kind of okay up in Cessnock apparently. Okay at Bankstown. Not so much in between. Knots. Let's make that RPM back to 25, back to 25 in a bit. About 25 and a half, I think that'll get us to the speed that we want. Maybe not 26, that's a weird thing with fixed pitch propellers. You increase the speed slightly, and then the RPM actually increases, which increases the speed a little more. And before you know it, you're redlining the engine. cool. I can see the river. Wiseman's Ferry is a very distinctive point on the river. If we needed to, we could contour fly the river. Hopefully we don't need to, but that cloud up ahead's looking a little bit worse for wear. Once we leave Wiseman's Ferry in I know, northeast of it, then we can track any direction we want to, really. We could even go coastal if we needed to. Yeah, too high. I'll get below that cloud again. You're laterally displaced from that particular cloud, so that's all good. One up ahead looks like it's just sitting on top of Wiseman's Ferry. Maybe I can drift slightly to the left of it. A distinctively Star Destroyer shaped cloud, big conning bridge on it.
Julie, November, control airspace, ATN control eliminated. So we're going to take off the change route. Yeah.
Where's the change through? Julie November, thanks for your help. VFR set. Technically we've left controlled airspace just as we cross that blue line on the 11 DME arc there. And they don't have any active areas currently because it's Good Friday. Public holiday. There's no RWF boys doing any training today. They're all sitting in the barracks or at home enjoying a 4-day weekend. Conning tower was part of the other cloud behind it. Okay. It's just a flat slab. Kind of triangular slab though, isn't it? Got a big point on the front of it. So we're getting close to some higher ground and we're out of controlled airspace, so I can actually move laterally quite easily now. Let's go ahead and climb up to what, 3,500, something like that. And we can just turn around the clouds when we need to. Yeah, it's climbing at 90 knots again, cruise climb. Close to that cloud, really. Yeah, we're not even going to hit Wiseman's Ferry, really. We're 3 miles from it. If you hadn't been climbing at 90 knots, you probably would have made it in about time at the end of the 6th minute, probably closer to 47. Temperature's 15 degrees Celsius, so no need for anti-ice or anything like that. Just good because we don't have anti-ice on this aeroplane except for the Vpilot probe. And it's 3,500. RPM back down to 25. Yep. Well, that's Wiseman's Ferry right there, that kind of distinctive point. There's a bridge there, another one there. That bridge used to be a ferry pontoon. I just used to put cars on the ferry and paddle them across. I think the ferry's still there as a tourist attraction. A little bit quick, nearly redlining. You can hear it. Now if it's trimmed properly. Get back up to 25. You're a beam now, and that's flipped over to a direct line to Cessnock.
Hotel C4 now passing South 900.
Get a 1330, which is the airspace that we're in now.
And the flight plan group 15160.
It is the flight plan route, climb to 10.
There we go. 3005, looking for 25 RPM. And I think we'll skirt inland ever so slightly. Actually, yeah, there's a hole there, isn't there? It can just go west on that line. Yeah, that's a nice hole. Under that cloud shelf right there. 36 miles. Now I've been told rumours that these NDBs, even though they're not part of the airspace structure anymore, they're still broadcasting. So I'll see if we can pick the old Mount McCoy up on 404. Make sure I can see the horizon so I don't do anything silly. Full set. And okay, yep, we picked her up. The old Mount McCoy. Guess I'll just decommission those once they get around to it. Maybe I'll leave them on until they break and just not bother fixing them up. Who knows? Guess it does cost money to get a technician out there to pretty much flick the light switch off, and then you've just got this big building there that's got an antenna all over it and not doing anything. So you might as well just leave it there. Costs more to go out there and deliberately demolish the building, and what purpose would that take? So they're not monitoring them anymore, obviously. So as they degrade over the years, they'll eventually fall into disrepair. But even now, it's no longer part of the airspace structure. They did replace the NDB position on an airway structure with a 5-letter waypoint. It's RNAV, IFR waypoint. Forget what it's called, let's have a look. And do sky vector. There it is, Makor, M-A-K-O-R. By the way, that's a flight plan that we're flying, sitting there. See down here, we left Bankstown, went up to Warragamba Dam, popped into an Nepean Bridge to whatever the other place was, Kermond. There's Wiseman's Ferry that we kind of skipped slightly. See the river coming up onto that point like that. And then Makor up there, and Cessnock. There's Wiseman's Ferry, there's Mount McCoy, and Cessnock up here. Cessnock on 122.65.
Qantas 240 for today.
Prime that, 11265, 12265, sorry. I always use the round knob to get the frequency when you're airborne, because touching the touch screen, even in a little bit of turbulence, is really hard to do. I've found. I have to find some way to kind of, I usually grab the top of the panel here and then use my thumb to just kind of jab directly out there, because if you use your hand free like that, every single bump your hand just misses what you're aiming at. But just grabbing onto a knob and twisting it is a lot easier.
What's that? Leaving control display.
Opposite becomes true when you're sitting on the ground, because there's no turbulence on the ground. So I've drifted off slightly to the right. Yeah, 3,500 seems about right. Yeah, I've got a couple of clouds below than us, but most of them are touching the ground anyway. It's quite foggy this morning, so I guess that's just high dew point or something. So look at what we're doing once we get down to Cessnock. We have runway 35 and 17. 20 miles from it, so I might as well just check out our AWIS while I try to maintain a steady course. I tend to drift right. So I'll go to that AWIS. Yep.
Wind 360 degrees magnetic, 5 knots. QNH 1020 hectopascals. Temperature 22. Dew point 14. Humidity 60%. Rainfall last 10 minutes, nil. Cessnock AWS aerodrome weather. Wind 360 degrees magnetic, 5 knots. QNH 1020 hectopascals. Temperature 22. Dew point 14. Humidity 60%. Rainfall last 10 minutes.
That's all good. So it's 360, so we'll be landing on the runway 35 and vacating onto Bravo. QNH is 1020. That's set now. I believe we're nearly sea level. It's like 10 feet above sea level, something like that. (176 feet above sea level). Righty, so circuit altitude, if it was relevant, would be 1,100, maybe 1,200 feet. We're doing the Australian approach. Coming up on 10 miles, so I might actually start listening to CTAF. FSinn. Very happy that that has a voice CTAF. There has been talk about some people using VRC to trick effectively Vpilot into not connecting to a voice room, and then they can point that to a CTAF, but it kind of utilises the same voice port that Vpilot uses, and it means that you can't actually connect to ATC via voice. So it's either the CTAF or ATC. Can't fit between the two of them quite easily. Anyway, some people get desperate for the CTAFs. Nice to see the clouds going away. It's good that they're all over the mountainous area. It's all clear over the flat area, so kind of expected, but the opposite of what you really want. Of course, clouds tend to gather around mountains anyway, so what you want and what happens is often the opposite. 15 miles. Make the broadcast at 11 or at 10. We're doing 10 miles, 115 knots. Time 60 is 5, it's 5 minutes. It's more like 6 minutes before it's 6. It'll be slowing down. Now this is one thing that P3d wouldn't be giving me. This might be a worthwhile idea to repurchase with money again the GTN650 and plug it in an A2A airplane so that I can fly to Cessnock without that happening. Here that we're accelerating, so we'll pull that speed back. Our road is speeding. And we want to descend anyway, so speed back to about RPM down to 2000. And we'll make a call. 06, 07. Maybe 07. Traffic Cessnock, Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172 is to the south of the field, 10 miles. Inbound for runway 35, straight in approach, estimating time 07. Finally, scenery decided to catch up to us. Something that FSX does all the time, and that P3d, I've never seen it do that before. P3d is sharp textures the whole time, all the way to the horizon. Anyway, 2,500 till we cross the ridge here. Down 1,005. That ridge line is barely 100 feet tall. Extra going rich. 8 miles out, so we'll do a checklist. PUMFISH, the bumfish. The brakes have been checked, they are released. Undercarriage is fixed. Mixture is fully rich. fuel is set to both. Instruments is set, we have 1020 and seats and harnesses are secure. That's runway 35, just going to tag that up. There we are. Six miles out. Give him another call at 5. Now altitude 2000. Start scanning. Very nice clear sky. Avoid those houses ever so slightly. Traffic Cessnock, Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172, 5 miles at 2,000 feet, inbound for runway 35, estimates landing time 06. Now 15. Make it to 1,600, so an extra 100 feet. Runways in sight. Three miles, we'll call it. I'll need to, yeah, there we go, 90 knots, flat 10. Flat 30, a little high. Traffic Cessnock, Juliet Kilo November, final runway 35. Okay, fuel pump set. Flaps 30, 65 knots on the approach. Oh, they're balloon up there. Nice day, right? That's speaking away from us. Train light cancel. over to the visitors side of the airfield. It's not just the visitors side, but you know, it includes the visitors side. The one behind us only goes to hangars and permanent spots that have the registration of the aeroplane that's meant to park there written on the ground. Traffic Cessnock, Juliet Kilo November, vacated runway 35. Make sure no one's coming the other way, all good. There's only one taxiway here. Flaps going up. Okay, fuel pump is off, and I can get rid of some lights down here as well. Yeah, never mind. Seeing out the side window of the Cessna is quite a challenge sometimes. So they're doing helicopter joy flights, or have been. There he's refueling now. Up to the visitor spot. Might just roll forward ever so slightly from the main spot, so that we can make sure that if that helicopter takes off, he doesn't blow ourselves away. There's no one up here, so that's all cool. A little bit of forward space, awesome. 1000 RPM. Taxi light is off. Get rid of these things. Let's do a quick test of the mag. Yep. And that's all good. Batteries off. Parking brake is set. Beacon and nav is off. Up to Cessnock. Let's jump out, get ourselves on a wheel truck. I'll put the control locks on as well, just so that if they do start that helicopter, we don't have our elevator flopping around in the wind. Let's chuck them on. Control lock is set. And chuck in the wheel trucks as well. Actually, we'll do it the other way. It's fun doing it this way. So we'll jump out. I won't need to put the cover on the Vpilot. We'll open the boot and walk around to the back of the plane. Down here we have a wheel truck to go on, and around the other side of the plane as well. There we go. So there we are, down at Cessnock. Now you've probably seen, if you click on my channel page actually, so if you go to the Musical Aviator channel, which is youtube.com/user/musical aviator, you'll see a photo of myself standing in front of Hotel Tango Mike, the Piper Archer, the Piper Cherokee. Piper Archer actually, yeah, Piper Archer, Hotel Tango Mike, the real one, standing right in front of that Cessnock Aerodrome sign. So that's on my channel page, and it was brought to my attention recently, well last year sometime, that I actually haven't flown to Cessnock in the simulator before now. So this is the very first time I've flown to Cessnock Aerodrome in Flight1 on Vatsim. So hope you enjoyed that flight. I certainly did. Juliet Kilo November, Cessna 172, another one that I've flown in the real world, up here at Cessnock Aerodrome. All the way down from Bankstown. It's been a pretty cool flight. So we'll leave you guys there. We'll walk into the services, find ourselves a toilet or something, maybe a bite to eat. Watch some other people jump into this helicopter and fly off, one assumes. There we go, scenic and coastal joy flights, mild to wild. They do have, I think there was Nanchang aircraft that were getting aerobatic joy flights, so you'd be taken on a flight that takes you upside down and all kinds of fun. Here we have Cessnock Aerodrome. (210 feet). Unauthorized entry is prohibited. Here's a nice building, and there's actually no toilet except for a building way up past the end of those cars. Those cars are parked. I think it's in that one up there. It's quite a fair walk. It's like, is there any toilet in this building? No, it's all the way over there. Oh well. Not a bad little aerodrome actually. I did enjoy flying up here. It's very close to Maitland, which is just ever so slightly to the northeast of here. I think it's like 10 miles away or something. Hear the local wildlife in the sound file there. That's built into the Orbix scenery. So this is an Orbix airport. You can purchase that. I'll put the links of the scenery below. So you too can fly a Cessna or Piper up here to Cessnock in the Hunter Valley. A lot of wineries up here as well, that kind of stuff. And there's, yeah, nice little place, not far from Newcastle, which is one of New South Wales' largest cities. Well behind Sydney and Wollongong, but yeah, I think it's the third largest city in New South Wales. Although the city itself is way over there to the east and under all of this restricted airspace, because there's this little thing here called the RAAF base, Royal Air Force Base, Williamtown, which they house 2OCU FA-18 squadron. From there they fly up into the this kind of area, which is why this little lane here exists, to get general aviation aircraft up this tiny little restricted airspace. 2,000 feet, and you've got 1,000 foot mountains over there. 1,100 feet. You're not allowed above 2,000 feet here, and there's a mountain that's 2,200 feet there. So yeah, that gives you some idea of how that works. Interesting airspace. Anyway, we're up here at Cessnock. You can see they do ultralights and they do parachute drops and they do balloons. There's that little balloon thing there next to that Nukubla, or Nulkaba. You see the balloon there, and they, yeah, we saw one of them just over there. Someplace, there it was. It's getting a bit cloudy there. It's drifting into the clouds, I think. Maybe the clouds are drifting over us. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that flight. It's been Musical Labor. I'll be signing off. I'll catch you guys next time.